Have you ever noticed that that voice in your head is not always on your side? That that sometimes the very thing that is supposed to protect you is the exact thing that keeps you small? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you might completely change the way you see your mind, your emotions, and even your dreams. Here's the truth most people never realize. You're not suffering because of your thoughts. You're suffering because of your thinking. And there is a massive difference, even if they sound similar. Let's slow this down a bit. Thoughts are the energetic, mental raw materials from which we create everything in our world. Everything. Every invention, every relationship, every business, every dream, every fear. We cannot experience anything without thought. But here's the part nobody teaches us. Thoughts are nouns. They are not something you do. They are something you have. A thought requires zero effort from you. You don't strain for it. You don't force it. You don't manufacture it. It just appears out of nowhere. Have you ever tried to control what happens next? What thought pops next into your mind? You can't. You can't predict it. You can't schedule it. You can't prevent it. Thoughts simply arise. And if we're being honest, the source of thoughts feels like it comes from somewhere beyond our personal mind. Call it the universe, call it consciousness, the soul, whatever you want to call it. But it's not you sitting there producing them like a factory. They just happen. Now, here's what everything changes. Thinking is different. Thinking is the act of engaging with a thought. Thinking is when you grab the thought, analyze it, judge it, expand it, argue with it, defend against it, build a whole story around it. Thinking takes effort, it takes energy, it drains willpower. And willpower is a finite resource. Thinking is active participation. You do not have to engage with every thought that appears in your mind. But the moment you do, you enter the roller coaster. And this is the root of all psychological suffering. Let me show you what I mean. I want you to actually experience this. So pause the video if you need to. I'm going to ask you a simple question. What is the dream amount of money you want to make in a year? Don't overthink it. Just let the number come up. Let it surface. Notice how quickly that number appeared. You didn't struggle for it, you didn't calculate it, it just showed up. That was a thought. Effortless, neutral, maybe even exciting. Now, take that number and multiply it by 5. What do you feel right now? Really, check in. For most people, the moment they multiply that number by 5, something changes. Suddenly, there's tension, doubt, resistance, thoughts like, this is unrealistic, no one in my family makes that, I don't even know how I would do that, that's greedy, that's stupid, that's impossible. Notice what just happened. The first number, it felt expansive. The second number, it probably felt really heavy. What changed? The number didn't create suffering. The thinking about the number did. The initial thought was clean. It was neutral, creative. But the moment you began thinking about it, your conditioning entered. Your programming entered. Your past experiences entered. Your fears entered. And now you're on the emotional roller coaster. Self-doubt, unworthiness, anxiety, guilt, shame, fear. That is thinking, and that is suffering. Having the original thought of your dream income did not hurt you. Thinking about why you can't have it did. That is why I say thoughts create, thinking destroys. The moment you begin thinking about a thought, you cast your limiting beliefs onto it. You stain it with judgment. You shrink it with criticism. You suffocate it with conditioning. Without thinking, the thought remains infinite, creative, alive. Let's go deeper. If I ask you right now, what are some ways you could make that money? And you sat in silence long enough, ideas would pop into your mind randomly, unexpected. A business idea, an investment idea, a skill you could learn, maybe a collaboration, a move to a new city. Those are thoughts of creation. They feel lighter, they feel expansive, they feel energizing. You know you're receiving creative thoughts when your body feels alive, but then you start thinking about those ideas that won't work, like I'm not qualified, I don't have connections, what if I fail, what will people think? And instantly, the energy drops. Your chest tightens, your stomach contracts, your body feels heavy. That is your internal radar. Feelings are feedback. You can only ever feel what you're thinking. Emotions are not random punishments from life, they are indicators. If you feel heavy, you're thinking. If you feel light, you are allowing. This is how we are naturally built for success. We are designed to create through inspired thought, but we suffer through overthinking. Let me say something that might shock you. You do not need to control your thoughts. You need to stop engaging with them. Because here's the paradox. The more you try to control thought, the more you think. And the more you think, the more you suffer. Most people believe their thoughts are true. They believe the fear. They believe the doubt. They believe the worst case scenario is playing on repeat. But thoughts are just mental events. They are not commands. They are not facts. They are not prophecies. They are like passing clouds. The sky does not fight the clouds, it allows them, and they move. What if you stop wrestling your mind? What if you allow thoughts to appear and disappear without grabbing them? Peace is not something you create. Peace is what remains when you think, when you stop thinking so much. Positive thoughts are not the result of thinking positively. They are the byproduct of a quiet mind. They arise naturally when you return to your default state. Peace, love, clarity. You don't have to force optimism. You have to stop interfering. And this changes everything. Because now, success is not about grinding harder in your head. It's about trusting the intelligence behind your thought. It's about recognizing when you're in a creative flow versus when you're in mental self-sabotage. Your emotions are your dashboard. Heavy, you're thinking too much. Light, you are allowing. This doesn't mean you never feel negative emotions again. It means you understand it. You don't panic when anxiety shows up. You recognize it as overthinking. You don't spiral when doubt appears. You see it as engagement with a thought. And the moment you stop feeding it, it loses power. Imagine how your life changes if you stop believing every thought. Imagine pursuing your dreams without the constant commentary. Imagine making decisions from clarity instead of fear. Imagine experiencing challenges without layering mental suffering on top. You're not broken. You're not behind. You are not incapable. You are simply over engaged with your thinking. And the beautiful part, you don't need to fix your mind. You don't need to reprogram yourself. You don't need to battle your thoughts. You simply need to see the difference between thinking and thoughts. The moment you see it, space appears. And in that space, there is freedom. There is creativity. There is confidence. There is peace. Your mind was designed to protect you, but it was never meant to imprison you. So the next time a thought appears, don't fight it. Don't analyze it. Don't build a story around it. Just notice it. Let it pass. and return to the present moment. Because everything you want, be it clarity, abundance, love, confidence, is already available when you stop interfering. So here's my question for you. What would your life look like if you stopped believing every thought you think? Let me know in the comments, and if this shifted something inside of you, stay with me, because we're just starting in this spiritual journey to healing, and I can teach you all that I've learned. Thank you very much. Please follow, please subscribe, like, and comment on the videos. See you in the next one.